Okay, welcome back to the Tech Moto channel and the next video in the series of the log cabin. Now, today we're going to look at these blinds. As I've said before, the cabin is going to be completely smart, so everything's going to be controlled by the computer, by Jarvis, by the AI. And all the blinds in the cabin are going to be controlled by the AI as well. So the idea is that you say, movie time, turns the lights down, lowers the blinds, turns the projector on, does everything for you. But that can only happen when these blinds are automated. So at the moment, these blinds are operated by these sort of chains, these standard chains you get with the blinds. So what we're going to do is we're going to alter these, we're going to adapt them so they're motorized, and we're going to add them to an Arduino, so we can call upon the Arduino by Bluetooth, and then when we say something like, I won't say his name, but close the blinds or open the blinds, he'll operate them. Now we're going to use stepper motors. The reason we're going to use stepper motors is because stepper motors are precise. They move in steps. They're not like DC motors that just spin continuously. Stepper motors have various coils, so you polarize two coils, then you polarize the next coil, then you polarize the next coil, and so you can literally calculate how many steps it takes for the blind to get to the bottom and back up again. So this is the system we've set up. This is our test piece, and you can see that it's opening up to a certain point. When it reaches that point, we've just got it going back up again, and when it gets to the top, it stops and goes back down again. But see, it gets to exactly the same spot every single time. So this is a standard roller blind, the sort you'd just find in any DIY shop. But what we've done is we've taken this side off. So we've taken the chain off completely, and we've just replaced it with a stepper motor. Now, the inside of the stepper motor actually has 4 threaded holes, which line up perfectly with the casing for the roller blind. Stepper motors come with 4 cables. Well, they come with lots of different cables depending on the stepper motor that you buy, but this one's got 4 cables. 4 cables basically means there's 2 sets of coils, so you energize 2, then you energize the other 2, then you energize the other 2. They need to go through a stepper motor driver IC to control it. So this is the stepper motor driver IC. That's connected to 12 volts, and that is controlled with an Arduino Uno. Now, to connect the stepper motor to the blind itself, we needed to make a new part. And so to do that, we're using the 3D printer over here, the Ultimaker. And the Ultimaker is just about to make a new part which slides inside the tube for the blind, and then just connects to the spindle on the stepper motor. But in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how I put it all together, so that you can do the same thing. And what I'm going to do is put in the description below links to all of the parts so you can buy them yourself if you want to. So let's get cracking and let's make a few more. So these gadgets come with this little plastic bit here, and this little plastic bit goes into the tube, and then the chain goes around the outside here. Now if I can put that down on there, if you squeeze the end here, the whole thing comes apart. There's all sorts of springs and all sorts in here, but we don't necessarily need all of this. In fact, we don't need any of that. All we need is this bit here that goes inside the tube. And what we want to do is we want to take our stepper motor and we want to put our stepper motor in here. But you can see there's quite a big hole. So we need to center that in there, attach it permanently so that when that's inside the tube and it turns inside the tube, it turns the blind. Now, handy that this bit has a little bit inside, if you can see that, which means that we can put something in there which is completely round with a flat edge on it. So when that spins inside, it's not just going to spin inside this tube, it will actually catch. So that's what we're using the 3D printer for, is to create a piece that fits perfectly inside here, that then this will slide straight into the middle of, so we can get it absolutely perfectly in the middle, so when that motor spins, it turns that part there and turns the blind. Relatively simple, really. Okay, so as I said, the stepper motor has 4 holes in here. These are actually 3mm holes threaded, so you can just get a 3mm bolt and screw it into there. This is the bit that comes off the blind. So what we want is the stepper motor to fit right smack in the middle of that, and then bolt this piece to the stepper motor. Now, these holes around the outside, they don't match up, unfortunately, with the holes in the stepper motor. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill some 4mm holes around the outside of this so that we can put some 3mm bolts through and attach it to this. So this will effectively be permanently attached to the bracket for the blind. So that then will sit on the wall, screw to the wall. This little motor on the side will build a little case to go over the top of that. 3D printed piece on here. Tube of the blind can go on the end, and then all we've got to do is wire it up. But pretty simple, really. Okay, so all I've done is I've put some blue masking tape onto the top of the stepper motor, and then I'm just going to find the holes and use a Phillips screwdriver, a little Phillips screwdriver, to put holes where the screws are. And then what we'll do is we'll just take the tape off in one go, put the tape onto this piece here so we know where to drill holes. Okay, so that's that done. So now we're just going to use a 4mm drill and drill these out. Right, lucky the video was running because I just put a drill through my finger because I snapped it and then slipped and put it through the end of my finger. So, first injury in the log cabin. God damn it. Okay, so holes drilled. Get rid of this this masking tape, and now we just need to clean this up because there's some burrs on the outside here. So we'll get a file to that and clean that up. Okay, so now we've got these two bits sorted out. This goes over the top of there. We bolt that together with some 3mm bolts, and we're ready to go. Okay, so let's get the part out of the 3D printer. So this is what we've made. Take that out and see that it's got that little bit missing, which is inside the tube of the part that comes with the blinds. Okay, so that hole there goes onto the spindle. That goes inside here. And so what you'll end up with is that inside there, that on top of there. This goes inside the tube of the blind, and when the motor spins, the blind spins too. Okay, so it's important that this is quite a tight fit because you want it not to slip on that spindle. You could put a grub screw through from the side, but we don't want it to slip. Now that's not going to go on there without a little bit of friendly persuasion. No, you didn't see me do that. But that's the professional way of making something fit. That is not going to move on there. That's absolutely solid now. So when that motor spins, it spins that. This little blank on the side there lines up with that little blank on the inside of there. And so that can't spin inside of this. And the blind spins. Okay, so I think we got it. I've got two pieces of code here. I've got one for up and one for down. And I've just been messing with the blind. So the blind is fixed to the window, and I've been messing with the blind and with the amount of steps it takes for the blind to close and open. So I think I've got it for this size window. So if I hit go on this, it starts closing the blind for me. Now, it stops just shy of the bottom of the window, so I might have to add just a few more steps, but yeah, just shy. So if we bring it back up again, there we go. So that'll come back up to the top. So all we've got to do is change this number. So we'll go for an extra 100 steps. See if that changes it to the right configuration. So let's have a go. So 1700, hit the button, and off the signal goes to close the blind. Down it comes, and let's see how close it is. Oh, just off. So all we got to do is change this number here. So we'll go for 1750. So we're going to bring it back up now, and then we can try again. Come on, bring it back up. There we go. So it seems to be going quite nicely without any real problems. And I think the speed is about right. You can double the speed, you can make it go quite a bit faster. But what we're going to do now is just try this. And we'll see where it gets to. So it's just trial and error, really, just trying to get the right number of steps. Oh, perfect. So now we've got to do is put the same number in the upside and then hit go, and the blind should open back to its original point. And then we're set. So it's just a certain amount of steps. So we can just say Alexa or Jarvis or whatever your AI is, close the blinds, and it'll do it for you. Beautiful. So the code for this on Arduino is really, really simple. In fact, you can just use the examples. So if you go to your Arduino and just go File, Examples, then in the examples there is one called Stepper, and there's a whole load of different things you can do with it. So you can actually add a potentiometer, and when you turn the potentiometer the motor turns, or you can set a range or amount of steps. So that's it for this one. For the bigger blinds, I'm going to have to use different motors and rethink things a little bit there. But I'm really happy with that. That works well. So that's it for this one. Please do like, subscribe. I'm looking to reach 500 subscribers, so I just need 28 more. So please do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.